Welcome to Sport of 5 every Tuesday with me and my co-host Adam. Adam, how are you? You all right?
Hi Jamie, you okay mate? How are we doing? How's everything?
I'm good, yeah. So following up from last week, we had obviously a great response with Joe Williams last week. So we've got another Scouse Joe with us this week. We've got Joe Gelhardt. How are you, Joe?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. All good. Excited for the interview.
So brilliant, nice one for coming on.
No problem.
So I'm going to pass it over to Adam, and then we've got a few questions. Then we'll go through similar to last week, but we've got to have a few surprises in there this week. So I'll pass you on.
Hi Joe. We're joined today from Evan SEPHTON. He's one of our participants within the Community Trust. He's just got a couple of questions that I'd like to ask you. I think he's got around 2. So Evan, if you'd like to ask your first question to Joe.
So, hello Joe, how are you doing? My first question is, what was your best goal ever?
You're right, Evan. My best goal ever. I think the one that meant the most to me was obviously my first league goal against Hull. But I think actual best goal ever, I think was the one against Birmingham in the Youth Cup. I think that was the best one I've scored. But the one against Hull meant the most to me.
Yeah.
Do you want to ask your second question,
Yeah,
Evan?
I've got a second question here for you, Joe.
Yeah.
What have you been doing in lockdown?
Well, obviously, there's not much you really can do. But we've been, all the lads, we've been doing Zoom meetings, a lot of running to stay fit, a lot of group gym sessions. And I've just been keeping myself busy, to be honest. Not much really exciting stuff, obviously, but just mostly I used it as a time to get better for myself, to be honest. Diet and exercise and all that type of stuff, but staying safe at the same time.
Okay, cheers for your questions there, Evan. So I'll start it off, Joe. So obviously you've just spoke about your lockdown. So what sort of stuff have you been set? What's the manager sort of set for you during lockdown?
We got sent over the training program to complete, obviously to stay fit. There was running, gym sessions, football drills, all that type of stuff, just to make sure that we're ready for when we come back. And obviously, we didn't know at the time when the league was going to continue, so we were just staying prepared, really, to be ready to play whenever we were needed.
Yeah. So obviously, the league dates come in, and obviously everyone's pretty excited for the football to come back. So how have you adapted to the different type of training you've been doing, and are you looking forward to the new season? Well, the restart, sorry.
Yeah, well, we came in last week and we've been training in little groups of 5s. Obviously, we've been doing a lot of tough sessions to get ready for the restart on the 20th of June. And we've just been staying fit, really. A lot of touches of the ball, get us back used to it and just preparing for it.
Okay, so what this sort of meeting is it's part of our virtual kicks office. So obviously, usually before the lockdown and stuff, we'd be running kick sessions on evenings for ages 8 to 19. So obviously, you grew up in Bootle in Liverpool. Was there many opportunities to go and play football of an evening and in like safe environments, or what did you sort of get up to when you wasn't training?
When I was growing up about 8, there weren't many of these type of obviously trust and community things that helped you play football, but I had a field right next to mine. I had a few local mates who lived around the corner. So what I used to do when I got home from school is I just used to get on the field, just used to kick a ball around all the time. That's what I did after school. That was all we done, just play football on the field. We have literally walk outside my garden, about 5 steps, and we have a massive field. And then on the right of our house, we have a big, massive park as well that we can play there. So when I was that age, that's what I used to get up to, just play football with my mates on the field.
Brilliant. Okay, so obviously you've been playing football for a long time, and so what sort of age did you start, and what age did you get picked up, and what age did you fall in love with football?
I started playing when I was about 6 years of age, but I was a goalie at first. Started in goal. I sort of moved my way up to the pitch, so I was in goal, and then when I was like 8, I moved to left back, when I was 9, I moved to left wing, and then obviously when I was 10, when I moved to Wigan.
So, Joe, we've gone through some of the stuff that we've been doing in lockdown and things like that, and growing up. And I want to know who's influenced you to start playing football.
Growing up, I think it was me uncle Joe and my dad. They got me playing in the garden. Obviously, my dad used to play football, not anything serious, but he used to enjoy it. So he was the goalie. I think he was the one who got me started. And then my uncle used to play for the Sunday League. That's how I ended up going, obviously, and higher up on the pitch. But I think definitely my uncle and my dad influenced me. But as a footballer who I looked up to, who made me fall in love with the game, I think it was Fernando Torres when he was at Liverpool. When I used to see him score goals, and obviously I'm from Liverpool, so I support Liverpool. I think he was the one who really made me fall in love with football and scoring goals.
I think that's a good answer. That even Torres was. Gerrard always talks about Torres being one of his kind of people who he used to love playing with the most, didn't he?
Yeah, I've seen Torres. Yeah, he was my favourite player when I was growing up.
Have you? I've asked this to kind of everybody who we've had in the chat recently, and kind of want to know if you've got any kind of pre-game superstitions or traditions. What you have in terms of before a game? What is there anything you do every single time?
Usually when I'm starting a game, I like coming out of the tunnel last. So I always hang fire in the changing room. I always make sure I'm last to come out. But I think a few of the other lads have that superstition as well. So I think Jamal has it. So when I started the game against Sheffield Wednesday, Jamal done it, I think. So I couldn't do it that game.
Is there not some sort of like rock, paper, scissors who's going to go last?
No, he just made sure I went in front. He bullied me in front, to be fair. He made sure I was there in front of him. He got the back.
So we've gone through like pre-game stuff. You're going out the tunnel last and things like that. But what's like the best game you've ever been involved in?
Sorry, what did I say?
What's the best game you've ever been involved in?
Best game I've ever been involved in. I think definitely up there. I think the one against Leeds this season, I didn't get on the pitch, but I was on the bench away to Leeds. The way we defended, the way how hard we worked, and obviously got the 3 points at the end of it. The atmosphere in the changing room after it was unreal. I think that was definitely one of the best games I've been involved in. And I think for England as well, we played USA and we were 2-1 down in the 85th minute, I think it was, to take us through to a final. And we ended up winning 3-2. That was an unreal game as well.
So in leading up to them games, like I'm always intrigued to know like if you have anything that you eat before a game. Like what do you eat before and what do you eat after a game?
Usually before the game. It depends. If we're playing obviously a league game, it's 3 p.m. kickoff. I tend to wake up at about 9 o'clock. I have my normal breakfast, so I have toast or Weetabix. It depends on feeling. And then for me, actual pre-match meal, I always have just pasta and chicken, just to fuel me for the game. That's all I eat before games. And then after the game, depends. We have in the changing room, we have chicken, pizza, all stuff to fuel your body, to get all the energy back into your body, to help you to recover as well.
You're not the same as Joe Williams. You're not partial to a Domino's.
If we win, maybe treat yourself to a little Domino's.
So next question to you, Joe, really is to talk about the scholarship program, really. And can you talk us through how that works in terms of you? Are you still doing your education when you're training with the first team? How does that kind of coincide with everything? Yeah,
it was. To be fair, it was quite difficult to manage your education as well as training. It weren't too bad when I was a first year scholar and I was training at Christopher Park, the academy training ground, because it was literally a building away. So you go to train and then you get your showers and everything, and obviously do your education. But this year's been a bit different because obviously I've been training with the first team, so it was hard when we were training in the morning, and then I had to go travel about half an hour to get back to the education, and sometimes I'd be late and I wouldn't get the hours in that I needed to get in. But Mike, the education welfare officer, obviously he helped me loads. He's helped me unreal amounts in finishing my education, and now I've done it last week. I got it all completed, and I passed all of it. So Mike was a very good help, but it was hard balancing with the education.
So talking about, obviously you've been at Wigan from the age of 10. Obviously you've sort of grew up, you've done all your growing up sort of at the club and with the same, like similar coaches around the training ground. I know we've obviously moved training ground and stuff, but how does it feel to have been at the club for so long? And obviously you've made that step from the under-10s to all the way up to the first team, which is obviously very inspiring for a lot of young footballers there now. So how would you describe your journey?
The journey was great. I've enjoyed every minute of it. When I joined the under-10s, obviously when you're that young, you dream of being a professional footballer. So when I joined, I made sure in every session I gave me all. And obviously all the coaches along the way, they've helped me massively, improving with my fitness, technical ability, tactical ability, and obviously mentally as well. So going through the ranks, it makes you realise, like, I think it makes it a bit more special when you obviously get to the first team, because you know all the hard work that you've put in, it's finally paid off. And along the way, I've made some great mates as well from each age group playing up. Lads from younger ages playing up with us, you make a lot of mates. And I think coming through the academy, I think it does make it a bit more special when you do sign your first professional contract and get to the first team.
So you talk about some of the mates you met on the way. I had a look, obviously before we started this and stuff. Obviously your first league debut was when you come on against Birmingham. That's right. Yeah. And you mentioned in the interview after with Jensen next year about how you sort of said to yourself when Windass went down, you're sort of ready to come on. Obviously you didn't want him to go down, but you wanted to get on the pitch. So what do you remember about that day, and how did it? Was you nervous coming on, or?
I still remember it so clearly. I remember seeing him go down, and the gaffers told me to warm up. And I was thinking, I felt bad for Josh, but I just wanted to get on the pitch so badly. I weren't really nervous. I don't get nervous about footy, like playing a game. I was more excited. So when he told me that I was coming on, I just got a big rush of excitement, and then I was just making sure that I'm ready for it. But I remember it so clearly, the emotions that I was feeling. It was amazing. It was unreal.
So you're talking about, obviously your emotions, and how does that compare to obviously banging that screamer against Hull? A great turn and finish.
That was by far the best feeling I've ever felt in football. I can't even explain how it didn't feel real at the time. The only thing I remember was seeing a hit in the back of the net, and then Joe Williams grabbing me and dragging me around like a ragdoll. That's all I seem to remember. And then, yeah, I just remember that feeling when I seen it hit the net. It's just an unbelievable feeling. You
must have, over the years, obviously, you must have obviously been waiting for that moment, and you must have planned so many celebrations in your head. But what sort of happened? It was just a turn and punch, really. Did you not run over?
I just froze. Yeah, I just froze. I thought many celebrations, but when I seen that, I was just in shock, and I just froze, and obviously I just jumped and punched the air. I didn't know what to do.
Adam, pass you on.
Yeah. I mean, it's good talking about your emotions when, with your first league debut and your first championship goal and things like that. But how does that compare to you putting the international shirt on and playing for your country?
It's always an honour, putting on the England shirt. It makes me really proud, and I think it makes my family really proud as well. Again, it's another kid's dream. When you're a young player, you want to play for your country. So doing that at the 16, 17 and 18 level, it's a pleasure, and I enjoy every moment of it.
Right, so this bit now, we spoke to you before we come on, and spoke about Joe's interview last week, and we've got some sort of questions about your teammates, and obviously being probably the youngest in the dressing room. I don't want you to get into any trouble when you're back in training tomorrow. But just be as honest as possible, and I think that the fans will like to see it. So, so we've got some similar, but we've added a few different ones. So, who's the biggest joker in the dressing room? And obviously, being a young lad, you must have had some pranks played on you by some of the older lads.
I think the funniest in the dressing room, I think there's two. Gary Roberts and Joe Williams, both always just full of energy, always playing jokes on all the other lads. And I've had one prank done on me. I think it was in the first few sessions, and I think it was Gary Roberts actually comes up to me and goes, "The gaffer wants you in the office." So obviously it was my first few sessions, and I was scared as anything going to the office, but I thought instead of just walking in there, I'm going to ask one of the coaches first. So I asked Anthony Barry, and he was like, "No, Gary's probably just having you on." But honestly, I've never been so nervous in my life when he said that to me. Scared as anything.
I think that's two votes for Gary Roberts.
We'll
have to get him on and see
we will.
See how funny he is. So this is a new question. This one. So I know Joe spoke about Tom last week, but who is the most vain player in that dressing room?
Yeah, Joe's not wrong. Definitely Tom. It's definitely Tom. He's always in the mirror, 20 minutes fixing his hair. Honestly, he's it's definitely Tom. He won't leave anywhere with his hair without his hair being perfect. Hairspray, all sorts. By far, Tom.
But obviously you're back in proper training tomorrow, and we had a quick chat before we come on. We asked Joe last week as well. Who works the hardest in training? Who was the hardest worker?
Hardest work, I think Pilks. I think when I always go in the gym, I always see Pilks there in training. He always gives us all, and then after the training, he's always in the gym as well. So yeah, I think Pilks is the hardest trainer.
And then this is the best one. So who's the worst?
The worst trainer.
He's not one I won't go back into training tomorrow if he says this.
I don't think there is one, I can't think of anyone like who stands out, who doesn't try the hardest. I think we all give our best in training. I can't.
You saved yourself there, Joe.
Oh yeah, you saved yourself there. Here you go. Let's see if you'll answer this one then, Joe. Who's the biggest teacher's pet?
Lee Evans. I think he's always making jokes, trying to make the coaches laugh. Yeah, I think it's Lee Evans. And
worst dress sense. We had a good one last week from Joe Williams. So who's got the worst dress sense at the club?
I've seen Cedric in a few questionable outfits. Very colourful. I've seen him in bright orange, pink. I've seen him in a few. I think Cedric. Possibly, yeah. Cedric.
All right, going on to the last one then. I think you might have the same answer as another one here. Who's the biggest diva?
Biggest diva? Probably Tom again. I have to say Tom again.
Tom gets rinsed on here.
He's going to kill me after this, yeah. Tom.
Oh.
So we've added a bit of a new section in this week. So what we've done is we've dug up some different facts about some of your teammates. So we're going to question you on a few of your teammates. So we're going to read out a quick fact about them, and then we want you to say like who you think it is. From the current squad. So,
okay,
which senior player scored a goal of the season contender in 2013 for Swindon Town from 70 yards out? Who's got that in the locker?
70 yards out.
And I don't think it would. It just said contender, so it must have been a good goal.
Swindon.
Yeah.
Gary Roberts.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well done.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought it was. I knew he played for Swindon, but I didn't know ever anyone else had.
See if you get this one.
Ready.
Club captain. So hopefully you get this one. Which club was Sam Morsey signed from?
Chesterfield.
Full marks already.
That's right,
It's
isn't it?
wrong.
Yeah.
We were trying to
I don't know where I've
these,
seen that, you know.
Right, okay,
I don't know
so
where I've seen that, but yeah.
which current Wigan Athletic player started the youth career at PSG?
A PSG.
PSG.
It's got to be Cedric, hasn't it? French.
Correct. 3 out
This
of
is
5.
good, this. This
Doing
is
well.
good.
Cedric.
Three
I'm on
out of
flames.
5 so
I'm
far.
on flames. I'm on flames.
All right. Which player is on loan from Brighton?
Leon Balogun.
4 out of 5.
I hope you don't get this one wrong now.
This we thought
This is massive, isn't it?
This last one, yeah, it's for the full house. Who assisted your goal against Hull?
Oh, easy. Jamal Lowe.
Jamal Lowe.
Yeah.
5 out of 5.
Get in.
We'll give you
Get
that.
him on the chase.
Jamal. Yeah, I remember that.
You must have watched it back so many times. Go on, Adam. Is it you?
So, yeah, obviously, we just finished it off, going to the end of the interview now. So, you've been involved in a couple of projects with us as a trust. What do you think of the community work that we do, and how have you been involved in it?
I think it's great. Obviously, working with kids from the age of as little as 8, I think keeping them busy, keeping them off the streets doing antisocial behaviour, and giving them a chance at sport, and obviously making a living out of sport. I think it's great. It's a great opportunity for them, and I've done a few, obviously, events with them, going to the school, playing all sorts of sport with them, and I just think it's great to obviously give them an opportunity to try and make something out of sports and keep them obviously off the street doing stuff that they shouldn't have to be doing, and keeping them on the right path.
Obviously, we've got a lot of viewers watching, and so we've got some viewers' questions. So I'll read the names out and sort of what they've asked as well.
Okay.
So Rosemary's one of our fans from the club saying, what player do you look up to at the club and why?
At the club, I think Pilks again. I think how hard he works. He's similar to my position in attacker. I think I look up to him, to be honest. His footballing ability and everything, his hard work. I think Pilks.
I think he's quite a local lad, Pilks, as well, and I'm sure is he from Everton? Somewhere like that, Manchester?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. Yeah, he's not too far.
So, Joe, got another one here. How much are you looking forward to the restart of the championship season?
Oh, I can't wait. As long as everything's safe, I really can't wait to get playing again. Just as long as, obviously, everything is safe, and it won't be obviously the same without the fans, but I'm sure you'll see them soon. They'll be supporting us again soon, but yeah, I can't wait to get back playing and start the league again.
How's that going to be different in the stadium? Do you reckon the setup for the teams will be different in certain teams you play against with the atmosphere of not having no crowd?
I think obviously the fans are a massive part of a football game. They can change the outcome of the game. Obviously, when momentum kicks in, the fans, they help a lot. So I think it will feel a lot different than what it usually does. But you know, it's obviously something that has to happen, and for everyone to stay safe, that's what's going to have to happen.
This quick one for me, to be honest, Joe. Obviously, you've got the nickname Joffy, and do you like it? And not everyone loves the nickname. And where's it come from? Have you had it for a while, or?
I honestly, I don't have a clue where it's come from. I've had it since I was, as long as I can remember. Everyone calls me, my whole family calls me. Me teachers in school used to call me where I'm from, but I like it because I've been called Joffy all my life. Sometimes I don't answer to Joe until it clicks in my head that that's my actual name, because I've been called Joffy that many times by everyone. I don't know where it came from though. I don't have a clue. Just stuck with me. It's a nickname that's stuck with me.
Right, so Joe, thanks for coming on to the show this week. You know, you've answered some absolutely great questions. You know, got some great answers for us there, and give us a great insight into some training sessions and into some of the biggest divas and things like that. So, is there anything you'd like to say to finish off to our viewers today?
Thanks, really enjoyed it, and stay safe as well.